Now, initially use this often simple equation classes 2 plus a box equals to 3. You'll need to count your fingers and find that the answer was 1. This box here used to represent the unknown. This box here is to represent the unknown. Now that you have grown and realized that mathematicians use letters to represent the unknown, we are going to use a letter, any letter, any random letter. For in this case, we'll use Y. We can use any letter, but in this case, we're going to use Y equals 3. So this Y is having the same purpose. This Y is having the same purpose as it's having the same purpose as that box. So this box and Y and this Y represents the unknown value, represent the unknown value. Now I want you to know that these two equations are called linear equations. They're called linear equations. And now let's look at the parts of our linear equations, and then after that we'll define what are linear equations. We can see that our linear equations are different parts, and one of the parts is constants. In linear equations, constants are fixed numbers. You can see that in our linear equations we have two constants, and these are the constants, and this also a constant. Another thing about linear equations is number 2, they have an operator, and an operator can be addition, subtraction, it can be multiplication, or it can be division. In this case, our operator is addition. Another thing we notice about linear equations is that it has a variable. And a variable is that letter that represents unknown. The letter that represents unknown, in this case, you have our letter here. This is our variable, it's unknown. And for grade 7, we are only having one unknown for grade 7. Later in grade 8, you will have linear equations with more than one unknown. That will be like 2 unknowns. Now for grade 7, you're only focusing on one unknown. Another thing about the variable is that in linear equations, the variable has the highest power of the variable is 1. 1 is the highest power. 1 is the highest power. So as you can see, this variable here, it's y raised to 1, the same as y. So if you have y squared, that will not be linear. Not linear. If you have the square root of y, not linear. So 1 must be the highest power. 1 must be the highest power. One must be the highest power. And lastly, we have number 4. We have an equal sign. Now, linear equations have equal signs. We can say this is our equal sign, and the equal sign shows us that everything on this side is the same as everything on this side is the same as everything on this side. Is that everything on the right hand side should be equal to everything on the left hand side. So when these components or this anatomy or these features of an algebraic expression of a linear expressions, how can we define linear expression? We can call our linear equation as a linear equation. Linear equation is a mathematical statement that shows two expressions are equal. But well, the highest power of the variable, the highest power of the variable is 1. So the highest power of the variable must always be 1. The highest power of the variable must always be 1. That's all about the definition of the overview of an equation for grade 7.